I'm quite digging this new music, man.
Good intro, that.
This is, yeah, it's pretty decent. I quite like it, man. There you go. There you go, people. Willski.
What's up,
going on, Shan? How's everything going?
Not bad. I'm on a bit of a come down from all the winners from last week.
That's it. All the dopamine's releasing, huh? That's it.
Oh.
It's crashed. Not as bad as what the pound's doing.
It's died. 150.
It's crazy. Seriously. We're going to talk a little bit about it as well. I'm going to ask your overall opinion of what was said in actually, to be fair, nothing was actually said. Like we even discussed it earlier. It was just the way that it just came across. It was just really, really, really bad. But yeah, the trade from this morning, top of the range getting taken out, completely failing, and then just falling off a cliff. And if you're still in sales, I have a feeling we may even get to this level today. That's what it looked like.
I think we could.
And I can't believe that we've actually pushed down this much. I got out of this trade here, maybe a little bit further up.
Goes to show, though, when you get that fundamental push and you're already in the trade before, really maximise stuff there.
Yeah. Nah, big time. Could have been a real big winner. Same thing with Euro. Look, same thing that happened. It started pushing up, failed. The trigger, obviously, with that trade was the breaker below the EMAs. You even had a retest on that level as well, which could have been really nice, and then complete breakdown to the bottom of the Asian range. Same patterns with all of these. It is literally the same pattern, just opposite direction. So US dollar CHF hit the weekly level, broke above the EMAs. Asian range was still naked and was never taken out. And eventually you got, price got the level got taken out eventually as well, which now it's actually coming back up. The only thing that hasn't really been doing anything. Wow.
Oh, just said that too soon. It's dropped heavy.
Wow. Didn't see that.
Wonder what's pushed that.
Didn't see that.
We're just coming into the NY session now, aren't we?
Well, yeah, look, we've been accumulating across that 4K level now for what? A week?
Good week.
Didn't see that. So anyway, I'll pass it over to you, mate. You do your thing, and you go through your charts, and then we'll see what's happening.
Make sure you can see my screen. Got it?
Yep. No.
Yeah, my EV Mux is all over the place.
Oh, mate, it's one of those It's one of those things, isn't it?
Reshare it. Just seeing 4x for life.
Probably just take a little bit of time to load.
Yeah, GN and EuroCAD. I think GN's gonna go. Top lows, swing trades. Yeah, nice. See you now.
It's probably just gonna take a little bit of time to load. Hold on a second. Let's try it again. Put it on once and then I'll replace it.
It's on now.
Yeah, you can see it.
I can't. I can see it on the YouTube if it comes through, but I can't see it on this because it just doesn't show it ever when I'm sharing.
Isn't that weird, mate?
Isn't it?
Alright, don't know what's happening with that. We're going back on. There you go. He's on. As soon as I turn it off, it goes on. It's ridiculous, that. There you go.
Right. DXY weekly. We're hitting this overall target. I've been trying to target this, I think, since probably after we saw that big rejection from these lows. And it's going to go up to it. And it's an important area because it is realistically the high that failed to take out this low. Then the next areas up here are like 102, which is a significantly big range, really, for the DXY, 170 in that area. This week's gone straight up. I did say about us breaking this previous high on the weekly, and it's not even retested it. So it's now a case of, are we just going to continue to see upside through this to be at massive high points, which I don't think. I think buying up to this point, yeah, it's completely fine. It's as soon as you take this out, I don't think the buys are that good, because then the question would be, if you've capitalized, you could have got in, high, low, high, low, high, low, high, low. And then if you've continued to play and ride it up to here, it's done then, really. And you've got to wait for a new high to be formed, I think, before you see how big the reaction is. Because we did tap 100 as well. 100 was the key level. Logically, that's a big level there. We did get a reaction off it this morning. You can see how we tapped into it. And that just give us that final push after we pull back. DXY is looking really good now, though. Monthly time frame. Big bullish candle. So you've got this area up here at like 102 to 103. And you just got to think how low we are. This drop was very erratic. We're just starting to see things maybe going dollars way a little bit. Government still closed, still uncertainty, but because of that Fed rate and what was said last week in the speech, it's looking a lot better.
Have you seen the S&P down 1% already?
It's 1%.
Everything's just gap down 1%. All of the equities are down. I love my little investment. That investment one is down 10% already on the day.
It's mental. You got Euro USD monthly, first bearish close engulfed the previous candle. Haven't seen that for a long time. We continue to hold upside structure, and we had a very big push up. And I think you could look at this to an extent and say we're a bit overextended. Could get a nice pullback on the monthly. Weekly time frame, I said about playing down to this August low. So GU is so much lower, and it's continued to drop even more than Euro USD this week because of what's going on with the budget this month, in fact, end of this month. Weekly just dropped. I was looking for pullbacks all the way up in these areas, 115,700. We're still looking to form that further low on the daily, and there were some really nice moves in Asian. Alex will go through them. And yeah, perfectly caught a couple of moves there, I think. And I think anyone that's trading intraday needs to realise that these moves where we break Asian high and continues to happen over and over again, and we get the Asian highs up. It happens quite a lot. I think we happened there, happened here, even happened here as well. Like, there's so many ideas for downside. If you catch that wave right, you can do really well. And I just think we're going to head eventually down into here at some point. We might get that pullback. I'll be waiting for some kind of confirmation on a daily, which is just so far away at this point.
Gold is falling off a cliff, man.
Oh yeah, and even GU still dropping. GU is pretty much coming to this monthly fill, I think, which I've got around 130, 150. This is an important area because it's a gap in price where we've come to fill it, and then we might get that reaction and get a bit more of a top wick for the month, even if we want to come deeper at any point. The weekly's continuing down. We did see that very strong candle last week, so this makes sense. We took out previous weekly low yesterday, I believe, no, this morning, and we've just continued straight through it. It's looking really bearish, and I think the same goes. I just can't trade it, and that's where it's harder for me as a high time frame trader, because the analysis is going to be a bit dry for me for a couple of days at least. But this low could get cleared, and this is all the way down at 127. Doesn't look out the ordinary, to be honest. You've had pullbacks like this on G a lot of the time. You've had one here. You saw a huge 1,100 pip drop. This pullback was even bigger, 1.3. So from the highs, there's no reason why we can't drop 1,000 again to take that out, which is at 127. So that's really it for me for the week. A bit slow.
Do you want to check gold? I'm just going to sort something quickly out, or have a look at some of the indices. Just going to sort this thing out, right here, make it a little bit more.
So look at gold. Prediction for this week on gold. I said about monthly time frame closing above. And I was saying that despite us closing above it, I think we saw it close above. It's a weak close. We want to see us come into this area on the monthly, which is a huge area. So looking for that previous monthly low to go is an easier buy, considering we're seeing bearish weekly closures. I think at this point, you can see the daily even. When we go back to talking about significant low points that formed highs as well, yesterday with the market structure, because of how much this is just pushed, I mean, I'd be looking at all the way down here for my overall low. So to be bearish on this is really difficult in that aspect, and that's something that when you're trading these, when you're trading Nasdaq, you're trading gold, S&P, sometimes when it's just rallying, to try and catch the sells, you're always going to be a bit apprehensive because the higher time frame structure is just going to be bullish realistically most of the time. But you're going to have to understand you've got to drop down a little bit. A key area on the 4 hour at least, I would say, is probably this low, which you can see at about 3,950. Broke that. Now we've seen price looking to come back down. So it's looking on the 4 hour a lot more bearish. We had multiple breaks. We had this break. We failed to even come higher up. So I would be looking probably short term for continuation sells to here, and then I'd wait and see what we do. So it's really one of them where be careful taking the sells because we're not obviously bearish, but I think on the monthly now we've seen a bit more of information that we may not be going up just as quick. So yeah, play your cards right on this.
Yeah, we're gonna have to see what. I think most of the moves have already happened. To be honest,
That's
like I don't think jumping into anything now. I really don't see anything that actually kind of takes my fancy. To be honest, it's like all of crypto is pretty red. Crypto doesn't look actually very crypto looks stuck in its range. I'm gonna buy Solana if it comes down into these lower levels, which is what it looks like. I'm gonna start buying as much as possible. Yeah, that 130 is that 130, that 133, or maybe just a little bit under 122. Just start buying loads of Solana. ETH actually looks pretty strong. Bitcoin, it's difficult, man. I'm not gonna call a top. I don't know. I have no clue. Some of these equity plays have actually, wow. Some of these have recovered quite a lot already. So let's have a look at what the S&P is doing. So that recovered pretty quick. This, don't know, man.
Don't you think you can feel the shift in the market a little bit, especially when you're looking at everything now compared to what it was maybe 4 weeks ago? He's looking at
scared, man. People are a little bit rattled
after that the whole Trump thing with what happened.
People are rattled. Also, to be fair, what they're saying about potentially not having another rate cut in December.
Yeah.
Which kind of seems like it's actually had quite a big effect. And this just shows just a lack of faith in the UK.
Yeah, because we got the rate coming in soon. And I think the biggest thing about that today, the pound stuff, was she didn't really go into like the mandate and with the whole thing's going to be the tax increases, and that's what most people are fearing at the minute. And she wasn't really being specific on anything about that, and that just it leads to make you think that it's going to happen. They're going to do what's feared the most.
Yeah. And also, it's not just. I think there was another one, like an exit tax and stuff like that.
All kinds of taxes.
Just everything. They're just trying to find ways of taxing people in every single way. Don't know, mate. It just doesn't look like a good outlook. The thing that I'm gonna probably bet on is just hold a little bit of cash, and if we do get some of these lower levels on the S&P 500, or we get like some massive sell-off on equities and sell-off on Bitcoin and things like that, then just to start buying some stuff cheap or cheaper, like BNB as well. That's been on an absolute run. That's sitting around about 900 now, or 950.
Yeah, that's quite good. If you can get in that at some point when it pulls back, could be laughing if it goes back up soon.
Yeah. Thing is, when you see things that are super, super, super red,
It makes you don't want to get in.
you don't want to really,
I know what you mean.
you don't really want to be playing with it. But to be honest, that's the times where you get the really good trades. Like all of this as well, people thought it was game over, and that just recovered straight away.
Trader psychology, even when it comes to day trading, if you set your limits, and you've obviously got to realize that if you're taking a sell, you know, you're waiting for price to come up, and when it's coming up at that moment, it kind of doesn't look like it's going to go down, but you've got to trust that it will go down.
Yeah, it makes you feel like you're gonna be wrong.
Yeah, before you're even in it, even though you
It's
said
gonna
it.
entice you to lift your order.
I wonder why the average person gets burnt on cryptos and equities and all that.
I think happens on both sides. I think people get burnt on equities as well, man.
Yeah,
Big
too
time.
much.
Options as well, bro. The amount of times I've rung up my mate and I'm like, "How you doing?" And he can't talk to him. And I'm like, "Oh, what's happened?" He's just lost thousands of dollars on some option. People lose a lot of money on options. People make a lot of money on options as well. I saw an interview recently on TOT. Was it Titans of Tomorrow?
I know that guy. What is it? Wakir? Is that his name?
Wacky or Wacker? I don't know his name, but he did a couple of podcasts with the guys doing options.
Good.
It's an interesting. So instead of having a stop loss, they will just have an option that if it goes to zero, then they've lost all their money, obviously. But they would put their risk as the whole option. So let's say you buy an option for like $500. If it goes to zero and it's not worth anything, then fine, just lose that $500. But there's a lot of upside to it. Apparently, they're just they're very, 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 very leveraged assets, just like these, you know, CFDs, leveraged derivatives from just spot prices and futures, and
They're all the same but
shit,
different.
man.
Same but different.
They're just the same thing to take money away from people. That's all it is. Markets just to take one money and put it in the pocket of someone else's.
Lawrence, the UK government can suck it. I'm guessing you're in the UK as well.
Oh, mate, yeah, Lawrence. Lawrence, where are you from in the UK? Because I remember we talked about this. Yeah, Lawrence is British. I wonder what he thought of the speech today. Baffles me, man. Baffles me how people can be so disconnected to the public as well.
They really are. I mean, especially like the House of Commons and that, and you see them all heckling and all this. You just
Hey,
think,
put your umbrella down, you bad person.
Yeah. It's like they're just like a load of monkeys in a zoo, just going crazy.
They're the posh monkeys, yeah. Oh god.
Sussex.
Yeah, man, it's a lot of damage can happen in 4 years. It's only just started.
This is a problem, and you can see it, and especially when you go to the UK. I know every country's got their own kind of personality, but UK, and as much as we might know our neighbour, people just act like strangers a lot of the time. Don't even want to talk to each other in a supermarket or anything, and it's horrible.
The UK hasn't got like a warm touch that a lot of places have got, and I think that's actually something that it did actually used to have, if I'm honest.
I think so.
I think something's changed over the years. Don't know what, but I definitely think it's changed. You know, like when I was younger, somebody used to knock on your door, and then you'd go playing outside and stuff. And I think every generation says this, though, don't they?
They always do.
Yeah.
Good times.
Back in my day, you know, I never used to have a mobile phone. I used to knock on my friend's door. We used to go out. But now I guess everybody it's just different, man. There's different times.
You aren't wrong though. Even when I go, you see the summer holidays and you see very few kids out when we were younger, even back in the 2010s.
Kelsey, and you like 23, bro?
25.
Not that young, fair enough.
Nah, I'm a good age now.
Yeah, good old ripe age at 25. Goes fast, doesn't it?
Rapid.
So what do we trade? There's nothing to trade. If you weren't in the trades from earlier,
You're done.
you're sitting on the sidelines and you're just watching. Like, has anybody got the stones to mean revert, like a mean reversion trade on gold? Long in the S&P 500? Maybe.
Fill that gap.
What did Lon say? Me and my fiance talking about moving to Brazil with the fam 3 more years. It's not a bad idea, mate. Not a bad idea. The crime rate is probably the same.
I suppose it probably are.
Oh. See, yeah. So where do we reckon the Dixie's gonna go? So really, we're just sitting at this bottom of this range.
I remember where we were at the end of last year, start of this year, before we saw that huge drop, and a lot of people were predicting that overall high from back in 2022, which is like all the way up at 115, around somewhere there, was going to get tested. You know what I'm saying? And now it's nowhere near that. We've got a long way.
That's the thing. You can say anything, and nobody actually knows until like after the fact. But if these are just if this is just looks like some big range, like macro range, take off all of these EMAs for a sec. Playing it like something like that, maybe even a bit lower down. If we're just playing in like this range, I wonder where that's it, is it? If we come back in and then that turns into a deviation and it's just going backwards and forward, I don't know. But if it looks like a range and trades like a range, then we're probably in a range.
It's not the easiest chart to look at the higher time frames, I have to say.
Oh yeah, it's weekly. It's going to take ages for us to know really what's going to happen with this.
What you can gauge out of what we're seeing on DXY is, it's the biggest weekly range we've had in a long time. The consolidation period makes us to break out.
Well, if we have a look at this, I don't know if you can say this, but okay, so we've already got those range, that range there. Let's just mark this out. So it's pretty much the same. So if we have a look at the range that we've got now to the range that we had back in 2015 to 2017, it's pretty much the same. Don't know if that's very significant to anyone. Don't know if that helps, but it's quite interesting that we had that kind of deviation push back into the range, and then we just don't know if that's going to help anyone, but it's quite interesting looking at it.
One thing I've looked at before is that around 100, 101 area, that's the area that ever since, back we tried to use it as to go up through, and it was used as resistance quite a bit, 2016, 2017, 2020. Now, for the most part, price has been holding above that, but this is the first time we've dropped below that. And I'd probably, over if I was a better man, favour us being above 100 going into next year.
Yeah, wouldn't surprise me. It would probably cool off a lot of the equities markets as well.
Q4 is a weird one as well because it's coming into the end of the year, and this is where if you've had a lot of hype in Q2, Q3, we've seen rallies. You're not going to expect them to be rallying the whole year. You're going to see pullbacks at times. It could take a few months to get them pullbacks before we continue. So Void.
Void. What's happening? Yeah, I'm just looking at even that. Bloody hell. I've got a friend that's, he was buying in all of these areas. I think he had like 60 or 70k day where just all of his spot, he was up 60k in one day. I don't think it was probably around about there.
On that push up.
Let's have a look. Yeah, it would have been on that pump because he sent a screenshot in the group.
Still holding though.
Yeah. That's crypto in a nutshell, man. That's crypto in a nutshell.
You're balling, next minute you're down.
Not really. These are just good places just to buy, for long-term holds, to be honest. I wish, Bitcoin comes down, to a relatively nice level, then I'll buy a little bit of that. But for some reason, I hate buying. I can't buy like part of it. I would only want to buy like a full Bitcoin.
Oh, you want to get a full? you work in whole numbers.
I don't know why I'm thinking like that, but yeah, man. I want to. I can't have half a Bitcoin. Nobody has half a Bitcoin. You want the full Bitcoin.
0.137 Bitcoin.
It's crazy. Wow. So we have that quite an interesting push up on gold right now. Yeah, it's nothing I would be trading though, to be honest.
It's very choppy.
Yeah. It's gonna be a very, very, very relaxed session, to be honest. I don't see. Maybe we could get like a little scalp on something, but it would be I'd be only risking really low, just playing around in positions because I've already been like, let's say for this EU. What kind of trade? Maybe something like that. Playing around, taking it to the bottom of that range. All of these are pretty pushed off already, though. Thing is, when things are already pushing down, you don't know how far they're actually going to go down or up.
This is the problem with. I don't like holding, especially when I trade higher time frames. Is getting out of higher time frame targets. You can obviously hold a little portion, but to hold the full move when you're at new lows for the past X amount of months, you're going to feel anxious in the trade. Something you don't want to be doing is getting anxious and not knowing how low it's going to go because it's really hard to predict. You can just use the structure to continue playing it until you're wrong, really.
Do you trail?
Nah. See, I'm very hands-off for the most part, and I know that there has been times even this year that I've slightly pulled profits a little bit early, but I think I've still given them a good chance to play out, and some of the trades I'm closing out are still 4+ R, where really that extra R isn't going to make too much of a difference. I don't really trail. The reason why is because sometimes I do get heavy pullbacks in a trade.
Yeah.
That I wouldn't want to get stopped out and try and re-enter when really I can just trust the stop loss. And because I have big stop losses as well, I'm really relaxed with my trades that if it hits stop loss, I know the whole zone that I held within was wrong and I can happily take the L.
Yeah.
and have small stop losses.
Let's go on these pro majors.
Forex for Life has sent 2 trade ideas. Is that in Discord?
Oh yeah. I'm not putting on any risk at all. I just want to just play around a little bit because one, I've already traded way too much today. And my brain is already fried.
Not in Discord.
Yeah. Where did you send them? You sent them in the comment section. I traded Lawrence. You're telling me you caught yourself a Brazilian?
Fair play.
Living the life down in Sussex? Fair enough. What part of Brazil though?
It's a big country, Brazil.
Yeah.
Very big.
It's funny. I've heard some people have had fantastic times, and then other friends that I know have been robbed. So it's like,
You have a gamble.
yeah, you know. I guess you can have both at the same time. You can have a good time and a bad time, but pound New Zealand sells. We're gonna go for a punt. Pound NZD. Yeah, fair enough. I can see that. But I can, pound is fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough.
I think it's quite a high time frame.
Oh yeah.
Daily lows.
That's
all the way down there.
Yeah, like to be honest, the way that it's just coming onto all of these EMAs as well, I wouldn't want to be shorting on it anyway, even though the pound is super weak. $5-minute, probably, actually. 15-minute. You know what? I'll take that trade with you. Down to the 200 EMA. Why not? Do something like that. It'll probably be a 1-to-1. Where would I want my risk on this though?
Above the range.
Yeah. Fuck. Just doing it too much, I know. So what? Get in the middle of the range. Okay, we're just gonna sell here. We've hit this little area, so why not? Stop loss. We'll go stop loss above there in the middle of the range, and we'll just go to the 200 EMA.
What's your thought process over when you're on a funded account in drawdown? Because many people say drop your risk down. You don't like that?
No, I just trade the same way for the good or for the bad, and if I blow it, I'll blow it.
I think too many traders are scared of blowing their funded accounts, so they.
Bro, you're one of them. You're one of them, bro.
Well,
You're very consistent with your stuff. You don't blow you don't blow funding accounts. You would
nah.
hold on to
If
that debt
if I
for
was to, blow it, then I
yeah,
would just go for it again. And
yeah.
I've been in massive drawdown on funded accounts, but as I now know, I've got out of that drawdown, got payouts from multiple different firms. That if I was to drop my risk down half it,
Oh,
I would still be in half of the drawdown.
yeah, it'd be.
And then when do you increase your risk again? And even I've done it on challenges. I've been on like the last. I couldn't really squeeze one full size risk on it, so I've gone on 2 halves, and then I've ended up going on a huge winning streak. Only claw back. I'm still minus 5% on the challenge, where I should have just blown it, got a new one, and I've now passed phase 1. But you've got to learn these things when you go through the markets, I suppose.
Yeah, because you don't know when you're getting when it's your time for your edge to work. To be honest, it's just I hate putting it back to I wouldn't say gambling, but like poker and stuff like that. You know, you got to fold until you find out. You know, you get a good pack of cards, or like let's say blackjack. You don't know what's going to come out. You know, you've got your odds, you get your cards, and you just got to keep playing until you go on your little bit of a streak.
Yeah, it's true. But also do what you feel comfortable doing and learn from it. I think many traders think as well, you're going to get first funded account, you're going to learn everything on that funded account.
No,
I'm still learning stuff now with what I'm doing wrong.
Me too, mate.
Yeah.
Like, I think this is a constant thing of you're always gonna learn, and you just have different types of things that you need to learn as well when you get to a different level of your trading. Like when you're like, we had this conversation the other week. It's like when you're trying to get funded and you've never been funded before, you've got a specific goal or something that you need to overcome. When you get funded and you start getting payouts and you're trying to scale, now you've got to think about, okay, how do I get comfortable now putting more risk on? How do I get comfortable managing bigger accounts? How do I get comfortable? What do I do with the money that I've got? So it's different. They're just different things, man. It's really interesting though.
Yeah, it's very interesting. But that's why we love this game, because you never finish. You don't complete the game at any point. You're always improving.
What would a completion of the game look like?
I think it would get to the point where you would just lose your interest in it, because you're not feeling like it's serving you anymore. There's something else in your life that you could go on to, and it's going to have a better reward for you. Because I don't know if I will be trading in 30 years' time.
I definitely won't be on a 5-minute chart time frame.
You would hope, yeah. You'd hope you'd make enough in the next decade, so you don't even have to worry necessarily about trading, or the investments work for you, whatever you invest into, or you've got the money to start a business.
Yeah,
it's a tool you can use. Oh, Sacket's here.
Sacket's here. Yeah, let me make sure we get the. Yo, bro, nobody can hear you just yet. I'm just gonna make sure that we've got everything set up, because EvuMux is being a little bit buggy today. That's strange. There you go. All right. Here we go. Here he is. Dun, 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 dun. How you doing, Saket?
I'm doing great. How are
Long
you?
time no speak, man. I haven't spoken to you in ages.
Joking.
We spoke earlier.
Did you?
Yeah, we literally, Saket did a funded trader interview for one of the funded traders from India. What are you looking at, Saket? You got anything in mind, or is you just sitting on the sidelines like us?
I was just watching what happening in crypto market right now
Mm.
because
What about
last time
gold?
when the crypto crash happened, I invested few amount in ETH. So I'm just looking at that right now, trying to add few more positions when it come more down.
Yeah, gold also. Gold looks like it wants to come back down.
Still playing that range on the lower time frames,
To be
pullback.
honest, yeah, like. Then again, we got this level under here, which is what 38,116.
I've got that marked in, yeah.
What level's that? The one that you've got at the top of that.
That's the previous monthly low.
Mm,
Not sure if my screen is sharing, is it?
yeah, your screen sharing.
Yeah. I'll go on to the higher time frames. It was this low here, which is October's low. We're still very much early into this month. I think we've still got to take our previous weekly low as well. Still sitting within that area. It's hard to get a perception on gold because you can look at these and they don't look like they're the biggest closures. But then I guess they are because we were rallying so hard, seeing huge days. I'm not sure how much gold moves in a day generally. Average daily range of what gold is like. I can't hear you now.
Guys, I'm going to leave you to it. I'm just jumping for a quick call. Okay, so I'll be in the background. I'll just leave you with Sakir for a few minutes. All right, guys.
Okay. Are you still holding your 0.01 golds?
No, 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 no.
You got out? Nah,
I closed that.
I think that's the right decision. That's good move. It's a difficult one when it's flying into all-time highs. You're not sure exactly when
Yeah.
to get out, you know?
I wasn't, aware that gold will fall that much at that time. It just moved so much down in one day. It was so surprising for me. And I think so many people felt the same when gold came down.
Yeah, definitely. And that's why you've seen it ever since. We haven't come back to them highs, and you're better off getting out. I think that was quite a decisive candle, and
Yeah.
it's a bit more tricky now. I was going to ask you. I saw your video on. Is it funding pips?
Yesterday,
Yeah, yeah.
where you saw YouTube or Instagram?
YouTube, yeah, YouTube,
Yeah, it was funding pips.
yeah. How'd you find them?
They are great.
They're good.
They are good.
Because I am looking for new ones into next year, but I'm just not sure. I'm not sure on what's next. Really gets to that point.
They don't have 200K account right now.
I think that's the problem with it. Yeah, I don't
They
know.
are only offering 100K max. But what you can do if you can pass 200K account, you can merge them.
Okay, and you can take
Even
two at once as well.
even if you pass three accounts of 100K, you can merge and make them 300K account.
Okay, nice.
There are only few firms in my mind right now. I think that suitable for bigger accounts, and funding Pips is one of them.
Yeah,
Then
sure.
Raw, obviously.
Yeah, man.
How many prop firms have you tried?
Oh, quite a few. I have a think. Think about 8. I would say. I'm not like a serial prop firm trader in that I would go and try every single one. I
Mhm.
would look at everything first before going for it, and I would tend to try and find ones because I trade more off higher time frames. Which ones can align with that? I don't really want too big news rules. No
Yeah.
weekend holding and stuff. I can't trade them. I think.
Mm.
What about you?
I also currently I'm trading with 4 or 5 prop firms right now.
Same as me. I think that's one of them things with prop firms is that like you can try a lot, and I think you need to try a lot because you don't know which ones are going to suit your style. When it comes to understanding which ones aren't good for you, you might find, and I've had it myself. I've seen a few firms I've been banned with. I'm not going to name, but that's that's really set me back in my journey, unfortunately. But then you just live and learn, and you grow stronger from them losses, especially if you get funding with them, and then the problems happen once you're funded. That's the worst scenario.
Yeah,
My first firm was Forex Funds back in 2019. See, I come into
my
props.
foreign funds.
Yeah, that's what this Forex for Life is saying.
Yeah, that was also mine as well. I started my journey with one of prop firm called Trader Central in 2022, and at that time I was new in the market, and I was just I wasn't aware about what price action is, what SMC is, what smart money concept. I was just sitting on my table and I was looking for breakouts. There is a range before London session, and I was about to trade whenever a 30-minute candle will close above the range. So I passed my 50K account with like 95% of accuracy within like 30 days, phase one, phase two, both. Because at that time, there was a rule that you have to complete your phase one in 30 days,
Yeah,
otherwise, you will fail the account. So that was too hard. Nowadays, people have so much leverage in time, like they can take 6 months, but we have to complete at that time in 30 days, which was the most challenging part. So I passed my phase one, phase two in 30 days. And what they did, I was taking 5 lots in gold on a 50K account because my stop loss was pretty small. That was like 10 to 15 pips under the candle of 30 minutes. And at that time, gold was not moving that much volatile, which according to me, moving right now. So 10 to 15 pips was like in Euro USD at that time. So I passed my account, and what they did, they decreased my lot size to 0.30. Suppose that I passed my account with like phase one, phase two with 5 lots on my usually trading idea, and they did like 0.30. So that spoiled my psychology, and I was not able to take payout with them. But after that, it took me almost 1.7 years, we can say, to pass our account. But what happened when I passed my account of like $40,000 in funding with my forex funds, that company just vanished overnight. So for me it's really depressing journey, to be very honest.
yeah. That's another thing people don't realize is that like the firm can look really good and they were doing really well, and then all of a sudden it just happened overnight. It seemed like, and when you've gone away and you've worked on your strategy, you've learned all these new concepts, you manage to get funded, and you think this is it. This really is it now. You learn from what happened before when you were trading. I was trading breakouts on 30 minutes as well back in the day, and that did not work.
That was so popular. There
It
were
was
so
so-
many there were so many streamers at that time. I remember like Controller FX, Dongo,
yeah.
and Stop Loss Matter. That was a guy at that
Those guys,
time.
I know.
Stop Loss Matter.
Yeah, he's from the UK, isn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I joined his mentorship as well. I joined
really.
his signal services. Yeah, I joined his signal services with $50 per month. And there was a guy like Champion Pips brand, and I used to watch them, and they all were trading same strategies. And the best part, Profirm doesn't even have that much issue at that time when people are trading same type of strategies. Now Profirm can ban you if they find out that you are trading same kind of popular strategies. So at that time, trading was so easy according to me. No news rules, nothing. Just you have to complete the challenge in 30 days. But now
Time.
there are so many challenges, and it's too hard to make money in prop firms.
I feel like a lot of them streamers were all learning at some point from Raja Banks, which don't lie. You know him?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Raja.
He was the big one. I had his mentorship, but
Hmm.
there's just I'm not sure, something about him now. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. Now, obviously, there was no denying he could go onto a live stream and take trades, and if anyone could do that, it's really hard to do. But I've heard a lot of different things about him. Back in the day, he used to hate prop firms as well. I remember he used to
Yeah,
hate, and now
now
he's got
he
his own prop firm.
won't perform.
Yeah.
According to me personally, also, I don't know what Raja Banks is actually is profitable or not. I don't want to comment that,
Yeah.
but he taught people that psychology is something which we can, how to work on psychology, how we can be more disciplined. That's what he taught to people to manage more and more, multiple source of income, do businesses. There are so many things he personally taught people, I think.
Do you remember Magic Keys when he? Do you remember that?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. I was a fan of Magic Keys at back of the time, but now it's manual. I can't trade Magic Keys, I think, because I have
Right.
so many accounts to trade with.
That's it. Yeah, I used to have that. I used to use it all the time, and now I haven't used it in years, years and years. Do you remember? You might know him as well, Uncle Ted.
Yeah, he was, I think, mentor of Raja Banks.
Yes, and now
Yeah.
I have seen videos about him. He's not the best. You could
I
say
think
he's a scammer.
he was running a broker, and the broker did something fishy, I think.
Yes,
What was the name of his broker? I don't know. I forgot.
Raj is once Dominion. His one I can't remember.
Yeah, I
It was a
also.
big one.
Yeah.
Yeah, good times. And it's interesting because what I realised the most from that period of my trading was when I come into prop firms, I was noticing that way of trading, most traders that were getting funded were not trading that style. Most
Mm,
traders were looking at trading, SMC ICT stuff, and I was
mm,
questioning why is it? Maybe obviously there's always going to be that person that does pass and does really well, but I felt like
mm.
there was a higher rate of people that could succeed with that other style.
Yeah. It's been so long. I think you are trading right now, right?
Me,
Yeah.
we were just having a chat. Yeah. All right. No worries. Yeah. Sorry. What was that?
I was saying, how long have you been trading?
How long have I been trading? I started 2018, so
Oh, it's
around
been
7 years.
it's been 7 years.
Yeah,
It's a
long
long.
journey. I did quit. I quit like I thought it would be easy. I had about 6 to 8 months, wasn't doing well. Quit for about another 8 months, and then when COVID happened, got back into it. So
Mm,
really disciplined in that aspect. Maybe you could say 5.5 years properly with.
mm,
But I've had so many trials and errors. Most traders will go through the
mm,
stages of the poor psychology, over trading, over risking.
mm.
Over time, it gets a little better. What about you?
I started in 2022, exact 1 January.
Wow, so nearly 3 full years.
4 years is about to end. No, yeah, 4 years is
Yeah,
about to end in this December. It's a long period of time I given to a prop firm, to a field,
to one
because
thing.
I was a dance choreographer before 2022.
Okay.
I was,
Yeah.
I was running my own dance school in my area. I was teaching kids. I was teaching adults. I was teaching in school annual functions. So I have given almost 6 years in my choreography career, and after that I started social media agency. I was under a person who was giving me brand promotions, and I have to manage few big Instagrammers and YouTubers. I have to give them brand promotions. So I
Yes.
was the middleman of that thing. I made good money, and then I started trading. So that's how it goes. Always looking for new things, and always trying to become better in new fields.
I
But I
like that.
think
Yeah.
trading is something I will do for my whole life, because that's so profitable and rewarding.
Yes, that's the thing. You've gone from, like you say, the dance stuff, and that's a big switch up, and you've done something that's entrepreneurial way before trading. And I think
Mhm.
that's probably why. And people don't think that 4 years in the markets is long. I would say, like that is quite a long time, but at the same time, you've been doing well for a while now. So it's like you've gained consistency quite quick, but it's because of the stuff you did before that helps you get that quick. When I come into the markets as a teenager, I don't know anything about life, and that's why it takes so long, because you've got to build yourself up. And some people build themselves up before trading, and then they become profitable in 2 years. Some people will never ever get there because they're just not that type of person, maybe.
So
So
like you personally only trade, or you do something aside to, support your finances?
at the minute, I have only just left my job 2 months ago. So I am now full time trader with the funding and have a live account. And then obviously I do YouTube as well. That brings in a
Hmm.
little bit, but the main is going to be the trading for sure.
Hmm. So what
But
are your views if a person only wants to trade full time and he don't want to any single thing beside trading? What are
yeah,
your views?
I would sound like a bit of a hypocrite, because for me to go, I think you can do it, which I do. I do really think you can just trade, but it's going to take a real psychological trader like that's really locked in, because to understand that there could be months in the market that you lose money, which I have that all the time. If there's other incomes that are coming in, you're not stressing about the charts and needing to make a profit, which I think is the
Hmm.
most healthy way to trade. If you're just trading and you're down, let's say you need to make $1,000 for the month to finish the month to
Hmm.
pay rent, you're going to
Hmm.
overtrade. You're going to do something that you shouldn't do. So I with enough funding and with a big enough live account and reserves, cash reserves, I think that you can just trade, but that's going to take a very long time. So be
I
prepared.
think we need a bigger account, personal capital, if we want to trade, full time. We
Exactly.
need a per personal capital, a bigger. According to me, that will be around $30,000 in India if you want to be a full time trader. Because with $30,000, you can be a full time trader if you are making, let's say, only 5% a month. You are making good money.
Yeah, you can live very well off that. Yeah, but it takes
Yeah.
time, and that's why I would recommend that you look at trading as one thing, but you also have another side business. As long as you can sustain the trading to an extent and you can still make profit over the year, try and use
Mhm.
other skills that you have to earn money. And it's not always
Mhm.
about becoming a full-time trader. Just because you have a job still and you maybe you trade part-time, work part-time, that's fine.
Mhm.
You don't have to listen to these gurus that want they tell you can make like 300% a day on your live account. If you got a big live account and you're trying to make that as a living, you only need to
Mhm.
make a few percent here and there, and that's what's going to help you out. So yeah, I think it's a tough question. That can you be just a trader and that's it? Yes.
Mhm.
Make sure you've got enough money, and the money, if it's going to come from trading, it's going to take a long time.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yes,
So
it's not
like like what is your main income source? That is prop firm or personal capital?
prop firm. Yeah.
So how many, like what was the biggest payout you took right now?
So the biggest payout was only last month. I had my first proper five-figure dollar month, if you could say that. So the
Okay.
payouts were over $10,000, and it was
Hmm.
across a few prop firms. And that for me is the most I've had, and it's because I've been accumulating funding, and I've just got more funding. I've passed funding rock, so that's helped
Hmm.
me out. And I do believe over time the payouts will continue to get bigger, because if you get more funding, then of course the payouts should get bigger.
Hmm.
But that's the first time I've had a big payout like that. My other payouts have been maybe like $5,000. I have a few 1,000, 2,000. So
Hmm.
it does vary a lot, I'd have to say, because if you go into
So,
drawdown first,
yeah.
then you need to claw. If you get $1,000 profit, people will
Hmm.
say, "How would you get a $200,000 account and only get $1,000 profit?" Well, if I've gone into 5% drawdown, then of
Yeah.
course my payout will be small. But if you go straight into profit and have two winners, three winners, you can make a lot of money.
Hmm.
What would you say? Would you say that you want to overall you make more from props or your
Yeah,
live? Yeah,
currently it's prop, but live is like not that much.
yeah. Live, I see live at the minute as a bonus. I'm trying to use payout to build up the live
Hmm.
account, which I recommend to every trader. Really.
Yeah.
All right, I've got a
You only trade CFDs or
yeah, I'm only
futures?
CFDs, man. What about you? Do you trade futures at all?
No, no, no. I don't even know how it works.
Best to stay that way. I've had a little look into it. It's
Yeah.
difficult, completely different. If I think
Hmm.
if you trade lower time frames, you can switch over quite easily. But if you're anything above maybe 1 hour time frame, it's pretty dangerous.
How you met Alex? How you know him?
I know Alex through the fivers back from the
Okay.
streams when he used to do the streams.
Mm-hmm.
Um, few mutual people we knew.
Okay.
It's just like the names have passed around, and I ended up getting on a call with him and stuff. And then
Hmm.
it ended up with Funding Rock. What about yourself? Have you known him for a while? Because I've only personally known Alex for maybe like 3 months now.
Hmm. Okay.
What about you?
So I was, I was doing a 5%er were doing a live stream on Instagram, and at that time I took 2 3 payouts with 5%er. So Alex was live. I didn't knew that he will accept my life, but that was my thinking. People are not that comfortable or confident to talk in person through live streams or Instagram live. So I just randomly sent the request to add me in live stream of
Yes.
Instagram, and he accepted that. And I was sitting in my blanket, and I
Oh,
just
no.
randomly sent. I thought maybe he will not accept, but right after 30 seconds he just accepted. I ran to my setup and I just turned on all the switches, and
Yeah.
then I talked about my journey. I shared all my experience, and he liked the way I confidently talk about my journey and all these things. And then we exchanged our Instagram. I reached out to him, like, all the things, because for me it's really inspiring the way Alex do all these things, because I personally wants to work in prop firms. I want to, because prop firm, working in a prop firm, or managing all these things is a good source of income according to me, because
Yes.
other things are too hard for me. I can't do other things like a job or all these things. So these things are bit suitable and good paying things. So then I was looking at Alex Instagram. He was working in 5%er from a long time. So then he told me that he was coming with something new, and we had some meetings. And I think then I was also growing in my social medias. I was having good followers. So then we started. It's like third month. It's third month we are working together.
So it's similar then. Yeah, that's the thing. Like when you join that live stream, it's you don't realize it at the time, but it's such a big opportunity for you to grow in the prop firm
Yeah.
industry. And I recommend any trader to share your journey because it can only help others. It really
Mm,
can. Sharing the payout, sharing your losses, failures. This is the
mm,
reality of trading. It's not always good. You're not always going to make money all the time, but over time, if you stick to it and you share your journey, it keeps you accountable. I do recommend that.
mm.
Well, I've got to head off. I've got somewhere to be, but it's good talking to you. I will message Alex unless
Okay.
he's back. Um, yeah, cheers, guys, for today. It was quite a good
Okay.
segment. It was quite
Okay.
quiet
Okay.
on the charts.
He'll end the live, right?
I'll leave. I think he'll end it.
Okay.
But yeah, guys, I'll see you tomorrow. You coming on tomorrow, Sackett?
Yeah, I can join tomorrow as well.
Cool. All right, see you guys later.
All right. Bye. Take care.
See ya.
That's it, traders. So if you're ready to take your evaluation, you can go in the link in the description. You can start today. But if you're here just for the content, then make sure you like and subscribe to make sure that you don't miss out